Hello everyone and welcome back to another race POV video. Today we're doing SWS Singapore round 15, and as we can see I'm starting first, which is in a wet spot, because second starts in a sheltered place, and you can see that I'm getting ready to start the race, so we're just going to wait for it to count down 3, 2, 1 for the green flag to be waved. And the race has started. So as you can tell, I got a pretty good start even though I'm starting in a wet spot, and I was able to hold into a straight line into turn 1. I was first, but I experienced a lot of understeer because Sodi karts actually with slick tires, but you're driving in the rain with slick tires, which makes it even harder over here. I don't think I gave the guy enough space, so I almost got spun out and hit. And Sean Fernando on my left has come up. He started in 14th, so I don't know how he made up all the way to first within like 3 corners. But as you can see, I'm letting the steering wheel flick here and there because of the understeer and the rain. And here we go. I'm on the curb and I throttle too early, and there we go, I spin. That's how you ruin your race within the first 1 minute of the race. Another guy also spun here because of the wet conditions, but I rejoined in last place, which is not ideal obviously. And I just get on with my race. I told myself I need to do a recovery drive, but I think after this incident I was simply just raging. I was overdriving. I couldn't keep my mind in peace. I was just, oh, shit. That was what my mind was thinking about all along. So coming into Shoko, we've got massive understeer, and as we coming into Gain City, I am slamming my steering wheel in rage, but I know that I already caught up to these guys within a few seconds, so maybe I am able to have a good recovery drive and finish at least 10th, which is my goal. And as I'm still in last, I'm trying to discover the line. Qualifying was around approximately 10 minutes ago from when this race starts, so I'm just trying to get I'm just trying to understand what has changed on track. And as you can see, a guy has spun here. That's a free overtake, and now I'm up 1 place into 18th, I believe. And as we are coming down the back straight, I can see my leaderboard. I can see the leaderboard on my right, which I really shouldn't have. I'm trying to take as many curbs as possible to help with rotation, but I absolutely missed that one. Go off, and I'm trying to overtake kart 28, so I try to go down the inside of Unusual, and as you can see, it kind of works, but he kind of gets the switch back on me. He gets the faster exit out of Unusual, and he's taking the wide line, I'm taking the inside line, and I'm understeering a lot, and I oversteer a bit, almost like the Ferrari F14T, but I managed to get ahead of him in the end. And I can see many people taking the wide line at DZ, but unfortunately I try to go wide and I oversteer. So I try to get this guy kart 28 back in Gen Power, and it works, and I managed to get past him. And over here, between Gen Power and Shoko, this section of the track, you need to be very careful with your throttle. You throttle too early and you're gonna die. You're gonna spin out and you're gonna ruin your race. So another guy spins here, which allows me to catch up to him. Somehow he didn't lose any positions, so I'm trying to take both curbs as much as possible to help with rotation. And I try to avoid this curb this time to see what happens, and it actually works in a way, but I oversteer between the apex and the exit. I'm coming down to the final corners, and I'm trying to use the brakes effectively, and this is the second time in a row a guy has spun at turf, giving me another free overtake, so I'm up by around 3 places from where I spun. Now, the thing about SWS is these drivers, I wouldn't say all of them don't have racecraft, but some of them really don't have racecraft because they are stuck in rentals and they just have that mentality where, oh, another guy spun here, so that's another free overtake. But yeah, a lot of them just have the mentality that they can destroy the kart because it's not theirs, so if it bumps, it's fine. But karting is a non-contact sport. If you ever get into any of these races, I recommend that you try to race cleanly. This guy spins, and I miss him merely, and this guy tries to come back, so I overtake 2 people there. So I'm up another 2 places. That's about 5 places done already. But this guy comes in down the inside, And as you can see how dangerous this track is with the drain pipe in the middle where the Tech Pro barriers are pushed out. I feel that they should actually cover up that part, because a lot of the times the tire can just get sucked into that drain, and it is very dangerous because you might just go into the pole. As you can see here, the guy goes wide, and actually I'm thinking in my head here, is that maybe ideal to go wide? Does it make you faster? And that's one of the things that we can actually apply. When you're seeing someone, oh there we go, I spun, and I lose like 3 positions. Again, spinning. But this time it's me at turf, because a lot of people tend to spin at turf. And I'm raging. I'm banging my steering wheel, saying the engine does not work, screaming and shouting at the cart, banging the cart. Which is not ideal. Please do not do this, guys. I don't know what I was doing. Yeah, anyways, as we are on track, especially in the wet, if you see someone take a line that you have never tried, maybe in the next lap you can take it to see if it's faster. So I'm trying to defend the guy behind here as well, but I'm trying to attack the guy in front. So this guy gets the overtake down the inside, car 18, and I try to go down the inside at DZ, but I don't want to take too much of the curb, because what happened on turn 1 was unfortunate, and that's how I lost my race. This guy comes down the inside in Gen Power. This is the part where I say you have to be really, really careful with throttle control. As you can see, the guy almost crashed into me, almost T-boned me. But yeah, basically I accelerated too fast, too early, too much, and that's how I spun, and I almost spun. At least I managed to save it by counter steering. The guy goes down round the outside, and I lose many positions within this lap already. He takes the outside, I take the inside. As you can see now, I'm taking this curb not only because it helps me rotate the cart. I bang into this guy. And this guy, I don't know if he's letting me pass or what, but I think he meant to let me by or something, and he's just racing. At this point, I'm just raging. I'm slapping the steering wheel in anger. But anyways, we're going through a ton of mud here now. I suppose that so here I'm testing out a new line, taking the inside at unusual. I think someone went into the mud at turn 2, into the grass, and they picked up a lot of mud on their tires, just spilled it all over the track. And this is one of the hardest corners in the rain, Pico. You get a double bridge between the corner, so that helps with rotating the cart because the rain does not fall into the sheltered area. However, on the apex it is wet, so it is that the part that's most crucial is wet, and here I spin yet again. In my brain, I know secretly that I still wanted to win. So locking the rears, having to counter steer a bit, taking the wide line actually makes me faster. But from what my coach said, on that day, the inside might have been faster. As we come down to the final sector, I am trying to avoid the mud. As I am coming down to the final turn, I am going forward and I see that there's 5 laps left to go. And just as I am coming out the corner, I realized that actually taking a lot of curb and taking this curb at unusual might actually help. It gives you more grip, especially in the slippery areas and all the greasy areas, even though it's on the rubber, but it does help. I am trying to overtake this guy now, the guy in the green helmet, and I almost spin, but I managed to counter steer and save it. I'm going through DZ again. This guy uses the full curb, and I see him now. I'm like, oh, I want to try that. But unfortunately, I'm too focused on that, and I spin like how I did in the first lap, giving me Horrible takeaways from this race, but it's just something that I learn and I move on. So my hand positions here are really getting atrocious. I'm going from 9 and 3 to whatever 10 4, and yeah, that is it because my SD card became full. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.